them. We couldn't be here without them. Big shout out to Michi who's helping me come out here, and then all of our podcast sponsors. We haven't done a show in quite a while, so we appreciate all you guys for kind of hanging out with us. It's been a lot going on. This is take 2 of the podcast. Let us know in the chat if you guys can hear us and see us okay. I'll be able to see your comments, Mike. But before we went off air, we were talking WPA, and I want to just kind of take a fresh step on that because it was about 2 a.m. Vegas time, and I wake up to – not wake up, I was going to bed with a message from a friend of mine in the PPF, and WPA finally put out the release that we were kind of expecting, that we had been hearing about for the last, 10 days, 14 days, something like that. And then, but it wasn't – it was a release, but it was a one-sided release. It was,
here's what – and we started talking about this before we took a little break, but there had been some discussion between the WPA and Natural to try to get things resolved, right? Because WPA knew they were in a bad game at this point. And so I think hopefully they were thinking to get this resolved where there could be some big joint release by March 1st. Well, we know that Natural was very, meticulous, and, they weren't going to rush into any kind of agreement. And so it was kind of, it was worthless for them to think that anything was going to happen that quickly. So they decided
they're rushing because of the March 1st deadline.
So then the WPA decided it would go ahead and put out some news before March 1st, and they would just have to kind of do it on their own because they don't have Natural's full agreement yet, right? So they put out a very, to me, clumsily worded press release that said, they were going to, quote, treat the Matchroom events as sanctioned, which is their way of saying Matchroom has not agreed to have a sanction their things at their events at this point, but we're going to turn a blind eye to any, infraction of WPA sanctioning rules.
Right.
So we're not going to penalize any players who play in Matchroom events. And they listed the Matchroom events. They missed some for whatever reason, but they went all the way to Moscone Cup. So to me, they're basically saying for the rest of this year, there's not going to be a ban. But, I think that release even caught Matchroom off guard.
I think so. Hey, listen, I think we're still getting some bad audio, Mike, from the comments in here. Let me try to take 3. Bear with us, you guys. It's a little...
Is it just my mic?
No, I don't know. We're going to figure it out, though. Just kind of hang tight.